Lovely part of Dubai. We're here for event number 2. It's a 1K run for time. The sun's up, the temperature's up, and I'm sure the temperature's going to get hotter for the athletes in this 1K test.
We have the women going first. They're going to go in heats of 3 starting every minute. So we'll have 10 heats of 3. We'll have a little reset, and the men will follow the same suit. Mike is going to ride with the first group, and then we'll stay at the finish line so you can see all the athletes coming across the finish line, and we'll have a clock on screen so we can keep track of all their time. So I'm going to turn it over to Mike. Lucy will join him at the finish line, and the women will be up first taking on event 2.
All right, hope you don't lose this. Good.
Good luck.
Okay, so we're 30 seconds until the first heat of event number 2 starts off. Please bear with me as I am going to cycle with the first 3 ladies to bring us into the finish line, and then we'll stay there for the remaining athletes to come through. So the camera may get a little bit wobbly for the first few hundred meters. Okay, and we are off. They're starting off at a decent pace. DFC director Sauda Shamsi up ahead, acting as that peloton for the ladies. We've got Julia from Poland, Julia from Brazil, Gemma Hook from the Oceania region. There's going to be 3 athletes set off every minute. That way then we can get some nice times. We have some fail safes to fall back on if in the event of the chip timer not working. Gemma Hook taking the lead at the moment. The 2 Julias side by side. We'll see who's got that sprint finish. So just over the 500 meter mark into this run. 550. So we're counting down in 50s. The ladies can see that on the floor, so they'll have an indication as to how much further they've got to go in this run. Catch up to Gemma Hook now in front.
Come on.
750 meters down. 250 meters to go. Gemma's still holding a great pace.
Come on, last 150. Push it. Every second count. Every second count. Come on. You can go now. Come on. Let's go. All out. Come on. more. Come on.
Gemma coming into that final 50 metres now.
Come on.
And Gemma will cross the line first. And Julia's battling out to finish. And that is the end of the first heat. We will stay at the finish line now to take us through with each heat, see who wins, see who's coming in. Should be there. I struggle to see because of the screen.
Oh yeah, there's a screen section. Oh, it lies right.
Okay, so heat number 2 coming in now.
This is Hannah Black coming in first.
Closely followed by Emily DeRoy. That's around about
Around the 3:28 mark.
3:31, unofficial. .340 mark, roughly. So the athletes are being set off every minute. So just about have the other athletes in their view, down in the distance, something to chase down. I think we've got Sylvia Garcia leading.
And then Brittany Weiss behind her. But again, they've got no idea what the athletes in the other heats have done in terms of time. So this is a... Ooh,
Yeah. 3:10,
That's-
3:12, that's quick.
was fast. That was very fast. Last one in that heat coming through now is Maribel Gallardo. And you can sometimes just see in terms of running styles that some are more comfortable with it than others. Next heat coming through, we've got Diana Pinchuk, Susan Treppener and Margot Massey. And we're coming up to that 3:10 mark now, so it's looking like Sylvia Garcia is going to be one to beat. This is Margot Massey coming through first. And round 3:18. That's Diana Pinchuk.
So we should have Susan Treppener still to come through, I think, in that heat.
And this is all chip timed as well. So the athletes have got their chip timers on a chosen ankle. And so if we're looking at the kind of minutiae of this, then you're trying to make sure that you cross the line with that foot first, just so that you're getting every second that you can. So Susan Treppener finishing on the last heat here, and then being followed by, that is Andra Moistus, Linda Kiesman. Andra Moistus around at 3:12, 3:13. Linda, 3:16, 3:17. And Hannah Hardy coming in now.
It's outside, just stay over there. It's straight.
So this next heat we should have Maria Langfors, Erlene Worse and Kristen Halter.
This is Eileen followed by Kristen coming in. Kristen is chasing her down.
Trying to get those last.
Oh,
It's a close one, but not quite there.
Time.
Still around about the 3:10 mark. It's a quick run.
That's the thing, it's so hard to judge as well when it's literally just a time trial. You could have someone else in your heat that is going really fast and actually your time is not as slow as you think it is. You could have someone that you're way ahead of that actually is, yeah, you just got to run your own race.
Lang's first there, we're around about the 3:31, 3:32 mark. Guys, remember these times are unofficial from us. We're just going on the timer that we've got on the screen just to give you an idea of what sort of time they're coming in on so that you guys at home can sort of put in place who's leading.
The thing is as well, 1K runs are so hard to judge in terms of pacing because it's a short distance. 1K, it's like, okay, we might do 8 or 10 in a workout for time, but it's like 1K is still 3 minutes of work and therefore still requires some element of pacing, otherwise you really can just drop off so hard. What is this? This is Erica Eklund coming in through.
Now around about the 3:22 mark.
And then Vor Thurman Mo.
3:31. We've got
and
Laura Clifton. 3:43 unofficially.
I think based on that reaction, she probably doesn't love running.
Next heat should be Matilda Garns, Nicola here, and Oda Lunkenvams.
I think this will be a fast heat. You've got 3 very good runners here.
Matilda's taking this heat around about the 3:09 mark. That's a quick one. Oda coming in second, 3:12. And then Nicole.
That was a fast heat.
Around
that was
the
a very
3:30.
fast
Yeah,
heat.
very fast heat. There's some close times here. This is why we need the chip timer so we get those decimal points.
I think the thing is, you know, when you're split into heats like this, and it's obviously so small, you're in a heat of 3. It is always nice to know that if you're with 2 other very good runners, you're probably going to set a good time.
That was definitely a fast heat because this next heat seems to be a little bit further behind. Got Elisa Fuliano, Annika Greer,
Elena
and
Karataya, Sana Huya.
And Elena's leading this heat, closely followed by Eliza. We're looking at around about the 3:22 mark there, 3:25, and then Annika Greer is going to finish up this heat.
The thing is as well, you can do a lot of like 4 to 6 to 8K training.
That was around about the 3:39 mark for Annika Greer.
But actually a 1K for time is more based on that kind of like longer speed work, let's say. So like 500 to 800 meter repeats and things like that. They're going to benefit your 1K time more than just, let's say, pounding the pavement.
So Jamie Simmons leading the final heat here for the ladies. Fighting for that finish.
This will be an event that Jamie wants to cut her
Around
name
about the
down
3:12 there. Andrea and Karen fighting for that second and third in this heat. Okay, that wraps up the ladies 1K run of event number 2.
Yeah, but we can walk back now.
There was a lot around the same kind of margins there, so I'll be interested to see actually where that sits.
Yeah, we need this to come down to the split seconds to see who got their chip timer over the quickest.
Where, like, you know, if you've subconsciously, consciously eased up at any point there and then someone ends up beating you by half a second, you're going to be absolutely kicking yourself.
All right, I think I've got to go back.
Oh joy, with that.
Yeah. to keep the mics close. Okay, so I'm going to try and go back now to get to the start of the men's. Do the same as before. Oh no, I think we've got men coming through. It looks like we've got men running. I'm glad I didn't get on the bike.
So first heat, we've got Mara Washkowitz, Spencer Panchik, and El Gadouni.
They went a minute
Spencer coming
afterwards.
through.
I'd say that's a 2:58 roughly.
Oh.
3:03, 3:01, 3:03.
Yeah, just go back.
Do we need to give our chips up?
Keep your chip, they will take it back there.
Spencer Panchik there took the first heat in around about 2:58, roughly, unofficial. Obviously we'll get confirmation of those times once the whole event is finished.
This is looking like it could be. The heat is Nico Materazzi, Gabby Castro. Yeah, this is Nico coming through now.
So again, around about the 3-minute mark, 2:59, 3 minutes.
And this is Gabby coming through now.
Around about 3:08 mark.
Just walk on the street. Stay on the street.
Dawaj, końcówka!
Radosor. 3:27 unofficially.
What do you reckon the top time will be for
For men.
yeah.
Hard to say. Overall or just this event?
This event?
This event.
I think Luca will do well in this, to be honest.
Maybe 2:45. Who's this coming through? This is Callum Clements.
Yeah, and around about that 2:58 mark. There's going to be some close
Yeah, it's
times
going to be
here.
very tight.
Ben Fowler following up. Around about the 3:06 mark.
I think the thing that I would say is that based on the data, and I will ground it in the data, this doesn't seem like a field that is running favoured, let's say.
Yeah, agreed.
There's not many people who would consistently come sort of top 10 in running events. You know, talking about Luca, I think Luca will be one of the
Anthony
faster
Chevalier.
athletes.
Around about the 3:36 mark.
Oh,
Looks like Jake Douglas.
Here we go,
here,
this is close.
Finish. Jake Douglas, absolute unit coming down the final straight.
he really does just look like a fridge, doesn't he? He's wide.
See them traps. That's a 2:56 unofficial.
Victor Helsinghoff finished behind him.
It's a fast time. That's probably one of the fastest times we've had so far.
So that heat was Jake Douglas, Victor Helsinghoff, and then Anestis Artemis.
Jake Douglas taking the lead unofficially so far. In what you would think would be an unlikely person to be the fastest at the moment.
Yeah.
He's a big boy. He's got a lot of weight behind him, a lot of weight to carry.
Yeah.
But again, that's the difference between this being is it a sprint? Is it a distance run? Can you hold on?
And the thing is as well, it's so hard to judge based on running technique coming into the last 100 meters, because by that point your legs are full of lactic acid and everything like that. And all the ions that are making it feel like they're about to fall off. And it just completely changes the way you run when we run so comparatively infrequently.
Absolutely.
So this is Finkenberg coming through now,
Around about the 3-minute mark.
followed by Yuri and
3:04.
Tola Marquinho coming in next.
Around about 3:09 for Tola.
What was the first time there?
Around about 3 minutes. Yeah, roughly 3 minutes.
So we've had a lot around that, like
Yeah.
2:58, 3-minute mark.
That's why we need that chip timer. This is our current leader so far.
Go, come on!
That's a fast time. It looks like 2:50.
Ooh.
3 minutes.
Went for the wrong foot there.
3:05. Guys, just a quick one as well, just to reiterate, we don't know their exact times. We're hoping that they're being set off every minute, so we're just going by what's on the screen, so we could be off, but we're trying to keep you as close as possible as to what their actual times are. Hopefully they're sticking to that every minute start off down at the start line, as we are down by the finisher. We can't see where they're starting at the moment. Next heat should be Toby Buckland, Andrei Fedotov, and Nicholas Saralotis. And this is Toby Buckland leading this heat. 2:57. Andrei, 3 minutes.
That looked quite controlled from Toby. He didn't.
And Nicholas following up there around about 3:09.
It didn't look like he was kind of seizing up to the point where it was affecting the way that he was running quite as badly as it has some other people.
I spoke to Toby after the first event. He said his legs were feeling good, and it was a 22 watt PR for him in that workout. So he must be happy with those first two events to be out of the way.
I wonder if that will make him want to do all of his damper tests at 10, or FTP tests at 10, or whether the pain in his legs was so bad that he never wants to do that again.
This next heat we've got Miko, Lucas, and Luis.
This looks like Luis coming through now.
3:01.
Yeah.
3:04.
So I guess a comparatively slow heat compared to some of the others.
Yeah. 3:18.
Luca. That.
So we've got 2 more heats remaining. Next heat up, we should have Big Bron, Benoit, and Pedro.
Anyone that's done any sort of, 4-time running, if you ever did it at school, if you ever did, cross country is maybe a little bit too long, but that's sort of like what feels like a long sprint. The last 100 meters, especially because this is a straight, so it feels so far away, and it's just going to keep feeling like it's really far away as you're just trying to watch it come closer. This is Benoit Boulanger.
Around about 3:03 mark. Pedro Martins coming in. And then Big Bron bringing up the rear. 3:20. And then we've got the final heat. Georgios Kravis, Moritz Fiebig, and Luka Dukic following closely behind. Looks like Luka is taking the lead in this heat.
He's probably one of the better runners in the field, so again, he's going to want a good score for this.
Luka, 2:48 unofficial.
Oh. What did I say? 2:45, I thought the top time would be. Oh, nice.
Kravis, 2:59, 3 minutes. Slightly worried that Moritz Fiebig is nowhere to be seen at the moment.
Yeah, I'm hearing that Moritz might not be very well. So.
Huh?
That was the last heat.
That was the last heat.
That was the last heat. It
Are
looks
we-
like Luca might have taken that. Obviously, we need to wait for the times. But I think that's sort of what we were expecting, looking at the field coming in, is that it was likely that...
Are we expecting Moritz to come across the finish line?
Guys, the bus leaves in 15 minutes. Gate number 1.
I'm not
The bus is leaving in
convinced.
15 minutes. If you don't want to have to go with the bus, you can leave.
I think actually Jake Douglas would have done surprisingly well in that
Yeah,
event.
he has. Yeah, he definitely. Like I say, if they are sticking to the timings that they're setting them off at,
Yeah.
then the time should be there or thereabouts. Not accurate, but not far off.
Can I leave the chip for someone here? The chip timer? So you just took the chip to...
What was the fastest man?
I think Luca or
Toby?
no, Luca or Jake Douglas. I think. Yeah.
The time is there, though. JC.
Luca.
Right, okay, guys, that wraps up event number 2 for the Dubai Fitness Championships. On day number 1, all the athletes completed their 1K for time run. We will go back to the score sheets and see who has got the fastest time. We've got to wait on those chip timers.
Can I take the shirt off here?
No, unfortunately not, Luca.
Is this live?
This is live. Okay, you can see the guys walking off now, walking off the run. They're going to make their way back to the start line. That's the end of day 1 for them. They will go back, refuel, and get themselves ready for tomorrow morning, where they have a 5-kilometre obstacle race to get through with around about 30 different obstacles. Some interesting facts about the obstacle course will be revealed tomorrow morning, how the process is going to work, how many penalties are going to work, and how they'll make their way through the course. Guys, thanks for joining us here at Quranic Park in Kawanij. Hope you've enjoyed the live stream. We will get the results uploaded as quick as possible. See you guys tomorrow for day number 2 of the Dubai Fitness Championships.